breaking news, Ghislaine Maxwell is ready to reveal the truth of Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile client list.
In an article that stunned me to my very core, ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, will reveal the truth about the pedophile client list.
There was a moment which I reported on at the end of the last administration when he became very wary about the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell and asked whether or not, what could she say, what would she say, and should he pardon her?
Well, he certainly said, oh, she's a very nice woman. I wish her well.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know.
Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files. LOL, capital letters. This is outright embarrassing. No, those weren't comments from a Democratic politician or a liberal with TDS. Those were the comments from once staunch Trump supporter Candace Owens. And she's not alone. It's actually indicative of a mass movement we are seeing away from the MAGA contingent over Donald Trump's handling of the Epstein files.
In the most polite way, I'm like, give us the Epstein list now. She said, it's on my desk. That's what she said. It made huge news. And then they consistently said that until they didn't. Then what happened next? There is no list. So this thing we've been telling you about suddenly disappears. There is no list, and Jeffrey Epstein had no clients and didn't do any sex trafficking, even though we've charged him and Ghislaine Maxwell with sex trafficking. Epstein files don't exist, they didn't tell us, after telling us they exist. And then this weekend, President Trump posted to Truth Social. That's too long to read to you here. We've done plenty of coverage of it over the weekend. Here it is. Please go read it for yourself. I cannot encourage you enough. But the essence of this is President Trump saying, no, there is actually an Epstein list. Yes, it's all real. But it was created by Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Say what now?
After news was released over the weekend that Ghislaine Maxwell is allegedly ready to tell the truth about the Jeffrey Epstein so-called client list before Congress, with an insider telling the Daily Mail that she'd be, quote, happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. Now, this has prompted many online, especially those on X, to look back at the current president's comments regarding Epstein's accomplice who is serving a 20-year sentence after being found guilty of child sex trafficking.
Maxwell is in prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Mr. President, the other day a reporter asked you about Ghislaine Maxwell. You said, quote, I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, but I wish her well, whatever it is. Mr. President, Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested on allegations of child sex trafficking. Why would you wish such a person well?
First of all, I don't know that, but I do know that.
She has. She's been arrested for that. You know that.
Friend or boyfriend,
Epstein,
was either killed or committed suicide in jail. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck. Let them prove somebody was guilty. I mean, do you know that?
Oh, so you're saying you hope she doesn't die in jail? Is that what you mean by wish her well?
Her boyfriend died in jail, and people are still trying to figure out, how did it happen? Was it suicide? Was he killed? And I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her. I'm not looking bad for anybody. And they took that and
she's a child sex, alleged child sex trafficking.
Big deal. But all it is her boyfriend died. He died in jail. Was he killed? Was it suicide? I do. I wish her well.
But also it prompted many to bring back this video in which then candidate Donald Trump was asked in a Fox News segment about whether he would declassify the 9/11 files, the JFK files, and the Epstein files. Originally, Fox only aired this part of his answer.
The FBI, all those institutions.
You're right.
Some people think that one way to build trust is to declassify things that everyone's talking about. I know you talked earlier about it. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. So if you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these. Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
However, he said a lot more than this, and it wasn't aired in the television interview. The full answer was only featured on Will Kane's Fox News radio show.
Classify the Epstein files.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It'd be interesting to find out what happened there because that was a weird situation and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I'd go a long way toward that one. The other stuff I would definitely do the January 6th because, beyond all of them, because what happened, how about the Unselect Committee? They had meetings, they had all Democrats.
I mean, listen, I have made fun of plenty of far-right conspiracy theorists on this platform, so I tread very carefully on subjects like this. But when you look at this interview, after he barged in on a question directed at his Attorney General last week.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the set?
Yeah, sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Only to then follow that insanity up with a post that had even those in the furthest of far-right fringes laughing in humiliation. It's apparent that something about all this isn't sitting right with the current president, nor is it with his supporters.
Spouting off at Tucker, it doesn't give any, it gives the illusion or the reality that there's so much more here. The lady doth protest too much.
Over the last few days, a number of members of your caucus have been posting and engaging in some of the discourse about Jeffrey Epstein. Is this appropriate for your members to be doing so? Do you want to see any action on that front?
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain. This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last years. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. The American people deserve to know the truth.
And as we know, it all comes shortly after a review ordered by President Donald Trump, appointed leadership of the Justice Department and the FBI, said that they found no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein kept a client list of associates, despite claims to the contrary by those very people who were tasked with investigating it in the past.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list, they're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Sparking a wave of backlash from countless prominent voices once fully aligned with the president. And listen, while there are those like Charlie Kirk whose sole existence is to feed his massive gums on whatever scraps fall from the table.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine.
There are others like Tucker Carlson who can't quite stomach this brand of snake oil.
What is it about Jeffrey Epstein that's so infuriating to people? So infuriating that it's actually causing seismic political problems. And I hope that they'll address it and it'll get better. I really do. But what is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's the frustration of normal people watching a certain class of people get away with everything every single time. That's what it is.
All of which goes to show that, yeah, the walls are closing in and answers are demanded.
Doubt it. Maybe there are some Republicans doing that. And we do know, look, why would Trump not want to release it at this point when he's been demanding an open, complete, comprehensive accounting and release? Either one, he's implicated, and they don't want to doctor the tapes, or at least doctor them any further, because there is that mysterious 1 minute missing of the tape in the prison. But so either he's implicated, or there are other high-ranking Republicans he's covering up for, or there are people on there that he wants to use this as leverage against, which we know is also a big, MO for Donald Trump. He would like to have the coercive leverage of possessing this arsenal of information around them. It'd be much better for everybody to come clean, and let's vindicate the public interest here. I'm going to be asked.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.